Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new episode of Max Talks Movies, and today, Max Talks Movie News, Episode 3. And I've been kind of taking a week or two back, but you guys really responded to those first two videos. So today I'm back with a third episode. As you can see behind me, I'm going to break down the three biggest things to come out of DC Fandome this past Saturday. I watched all these panels. I watched all these trailers, multiple times. So I'm going to break down first the Wonder Woman 1984 panel and trailer, then the Suicide Squad, then the Batman. Let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite panel at DC Fandom? What was your favorite trailer at DC Fandom? Also, please like this video if you are enjoying this video so far here on Max Talk Movies. And if you're enjoying this type of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button on movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, and this movie news. So let's start out with Wonder Woman 1984, which was a movie that we've already supposed to come out last year, was pushed to then this year, and because of the pandemic has now been pushed to October, and this movie's already been done. I mean, this movie's been done for a very long time. We only had one trailer, and I did love that trailer. Now, I really did enjoy this trailer from Fandome. Was it even as good as the first one? I don't think so. Gal Gadot looks amazing again as Wonder Woman. This trailer was really just to show you Cheetah, Kristen Wiig's villainous character. And I did enjoy seeing her before she got into the CGI stuff. It looks okay. I don't want to judge CGI and stuff until I go into the theater and watch the film. But I'm definitely hesitant on Kristen Wiig's Cheetah character. The way they were trying to explain to her being annoyed seems very cliche and a villain that we've seen millions of times. But hopefully, when we see the full product, you will understand her character much more. Chris Pine looks funny as always. Very interested to see Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. But for me, I trust Patty Jenkins. Now, did I absolutely to die for the first movie? I don't think so. Man of Steel is my favorite DC movie, and coming in second place is Wonder Woman, because I really actually love the first two acts of Wonder Woman. Once they get towards that third act and the God versus Wonder Woman thing, it really pulls me out of the movie. So I really think it's a good movie, but not a fantastic movie. But I do trust Patty Jenkins. She's a really good director. This is the best cast she's gotten so far, more than the first film. You're going to see more backstory on Wonder Woman, and we're going to see hopefully the Visible Jet. The only thing I need to be bought on is how will they bring Chris Pine back? That's a big buy-in value. Will he come back in a major way? It seems like he is, and they have to buy into why he's back, and very early, because they're just doing reversal of the first movie where Diana Prince is a fish out of water with Chris Pine, but now Chris Pine's a fish out of water with Diane Prince. So, it's those type of stuff that we'll see really well done, I think, in this movie. The next panel was the Suicide Squad, so that I want to talk about here. And I was really pumped to see this panel. Now, we didn't get an actual trailer. We got a behind-the-scenes trailer, and I still loved it. The new cast is amazing. We're bringing back Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, which I don't really like Suicide Squad. I thought Birds of Prey is a very solid movie. She's a big reason why that movie obviously works, and she's easily the best part of the first Suicide Squad. Bringing back Joel Kinnaman, bringing back Viola Davis and Jai Courtney, but again, you lose Will Smith, you lose Diablo, you lose all these type of people, but they add in guys like Idris Elba to play Bloodsport and John Cena to play Peacemaker. You have King Shark. You have all these type of characters. You have Michael Rooker. I mean, and you have Sean Gunn as Weasel. I believe in James Gunn. Now, I absolutely love the first Guardians, but I really didn't enjoy the second Guardians. The more we watch the second Guardians, the more it goes down for me. It's a little too much of everyone's telling a joke. Now, the producer in the trailer said it's going to be a mix of a 70s war movie and James Gunn's script of comedy, and that fits perfectly with me. I love to see Idris Elba is one of my favorite working actors. He proved why he can do action movies in Hobbs and Shaw last year as the villain. He'll be playing basically another type of villain here. John Cena's Peacemaker seems perfect casting to me, but I'm pumped to see Margot Robbie. Viola Davis have a bigger role as Amanda Waller in here. And it feels like a lot of these characters are going to die right off the bat. I feel like there's going to be two teams. The first team with all these cheesy costumes like John Cena, they're all going to die early on. And then we get to the big ones at the end with, Margot and Jai and Idris. And that's really the main gritty group. That's what I'm feeling. But I'm pumped to see this movie. I think DCEU is going on such a good path. And this is a big franchise for them. I mean, they're doing this a full 360. From David Ayer in the first one. So if this doesn't work, what do you do with the Suicide Squad after this one? If this is just as bad or even worse, or just not a good movie, because no one not very well received was the first one, even though it made a boatload of money. So you assumed we're going to get a sequel, but Will Smith's not back, Cara Delevingne's not back. There's a lot of other characters who are not back. So you're keeping some of the characters. We got to feel like they've been in a group together. And Margot, perfect setup for her following Birds of Prey. I assume she and Idris will be the main leads of this film, but there's so many characters. You hope that each one gets enough time for you to care, but enough time for when they die is what I mean, that you care for these characters. So I'm really pumped for the Suicide Squad. I love the behind the scenes footage. It looks very gritty, hopefully very rated R. They said there's a lot of blow-ups, the most expensive blow-ups they said in movie history, I think James Gunn said in the panel. So very, very acclaimed. There's so many people in this movie that are going to make this work. So I trust James Gunn, and I trust the DC at this moment. Now, the last panel that I'm going to talk about is obviously the Batman. And if you know me, the Batman's arguably my second favorite superhero character behind Spider-Man. And I was very skeptical, but very excited, nervously excited, I guess is the best way, for the Batman movie. I am nervous that we're doing another Batman movie. It's been done a million times. We've had Keaton, Clooney, West, Kilmer, Bale, and Affleck in live action form. And you've had, Will Arnett and Kevin Conroy in animated form. So it feels like we've gotten a boatload of Batman, especially very recently with Ben Affleck and the Lego Batman movie. But very similar to the Joker, it's its own movie. It's not connected to the DCEU as of now. And Matt Reeves is directing it, and he directed my two favorite Planet of the Apes movies. I'm a huge fan of Rise, even a bigger fan of War for the Planet of the Apes. I was really pumped to see him get this chance. The cast is great. Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, Andy Serkis, Jeffrey Wright, they're all in this cast. John Turturro, they're all in this cast. So didn't really expect a trailer. I was just going to expect more plot, just a little more plot details from Matt Reeves and maybe some set pictures, because they only shot 25% of the film. So I really didn't think you can make a whole trailer out of it. And then this was probably the most excited, one of my favorite trailers in a long time. Maybe my favorite trailer ever, honestly, one of my favorite trailers ever. And it's only 25% of this film. I was very giddy watching. I've seen this trailer now probably 10 to 15 times now. I love this trailer. Pattinson seems very cool as Batman, but this is, for me, why I love this trailer so much is that it feels like a very different Batman movie. Because Batman in this movie is going to be basically the greatest detective against the Riddler, the Riddler's by Paul Dano, who sounds so good in this movie. Most of us ever see how Riddler is portrayed by Paul Dano, and the voice work by him in this trailer was fantastic. But I'm not a huge fan of Jim Carrey's Riddler. It fits the movie, but I was very annoyed by his character throughout that film. But to see like a serial killer Riddler is so, so exciting. And I want to see how that's developed. But again, he's 2 years into Batman. It seems like they could use an arc of that Batman's parents were actually a part of the mob in some way, working with organized crime. So that could always help it. He's going to be a huge factor. Colin Farrell, unrecognizable as the Penguin, and Matt Reeves said at the panel that he doesn't like being called the Penguin at this point in his career. So that will be interesting to see. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman fits pretty perfectly, and she's not fully Catwoman yet. She's just Selena Kyle at the moment. But you saw the little cat ears on her beanie. That was a nice addition. But that fight scene where he brutalizes that skull guy was brilliant. I was literally like, yes, like F yes. I was so pumped watching it. He kept punching him. They went and get down. He punched him 2 more times. And it was truly mesmerizing to watch that fight scene. But I love the fact that he's walking with the cops, and then 30 seconds in the trailer later, he's fighting against the cops, and they're shooting at him. So it feels like the idea of this movie is it feels like a 90s movie, Seven, Fincher style direction from Reeves, and that beautiful Nirvana song and the Michael Giacchino score, mixed in with a fantastic cast. Seems so well cast. I want to see this movie today. But again, this trailer was only 25% of the movie. They have to shoot basically, insanely amount, 75% has to be filmed still of this movie. Luckily, it is going to be restarting very soon in the next couple of months. But this movie is coming out in 2021. The trailer is fantastic, and I'm so pumped. This is probably now my most anticipated movie in 2021. And that's saying a lot because I'm a Batman. I'm very critical of Batman and Spider-Man all the time because I love those characters to death. Now we've gone, but this feels like a very different Batman, very different type of performance, a very different Bruce Wayne, very gothic, darker Bruce Wayne. And I want to see if Pattinson can pull it off. I know he can. He's such a talented actor. You got to move on from the Twilight stuff. He's proven himself in The Lighthouse, Good Times, other type of movies in the past decade to make you fade away from his Twilight generic stereotype. But Andy Serkis is perfect casting as Alfred. I love this cast. I love this director. I love this composer, and I'm really pumped to see this movie. So that has been my DC Fandome recap and my thoughts on DC Fandome. If you guys have seen DC Fandome, do you agree with my opinion on these 3 other panels? I did not talk about Black Adam. I did not talk about The Flash. I did not talk about Aquaman or Shazam. If you want to leave me your thoughts of those panels down below, please let me know. Tell me your thoughts on the trailer. Rank your most favorite, your most anticipated things from DC Fandome in the next couple of years now down the line. Tell me those in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on more upcoming videos. Should have possibly a couple reviews this weekend. Now, a new Netflix movie, got a new Disney Plus movie, got a new Hulu movie. I'll be figuring that out all of this weekend. So stay tuned to Max Talks Movies. We'll see you guys next time.